Hello everybody, it's Whion and welcome to the first ever early access review for The Forest. I've never done a video like this before, and I have a layout for how this goes, but we'll see how this goes, and if it goes well, then I'll be doing more of these in the future. So our first early access game is called The Forest. It starts off with you and your son on their way home from some sort of thing. We don't know what it is. You pick up a book, and then all of a sudden your plane hits turbulence and you crash. The next thing you know, you wake up, and your son is being taken from you. And then you black out. You wake up and you find that you are the only survivor of this entire flight. Everyone else has died, and you are left to pick up an axe, some food, chems, and everything else you can, and you are left on your own to survive in the forest and rescue Timmy from the strange person who kidnapped him. A good portion of the time playing this game is going to be spent chopping logs, trees, and finding all sorts of gear to help you on your quest to find Timmy, while also dealing with the forest inhabitants and their urge to kill you. The first thing to establish is a shelter, and in this video we already have a shelter we're already making, and it takes a while to build these up, but once you have a shelter you have a place to eat, sleep, and farm until you are ready to go save Timmy. While on the island, you will have to deal with the island's many inhabitants, and they will do whatever it takes to make sure that they find you as their next big meal. So, in this instance, you will find many weapons and flare guns across the map to help you kill them all. The combat in this game is actually really good. It does well, and I don't feel like it's all that janky. While some creatures might be a tad overpowered, it does feel like a good rush of blood and run for my money. The crafting in this game is actually really good. Instead of it having to be done at a table, instead it can be done anywhere in the world. You can simply pull up your backpack, find the item on the screen with its impressively good layout, and put them on your blanket, craft them, and then boom, you can instantly head back out into the world. No need to create a table to slow you down. The last major thing to talk about is the exploration. Not every item can be crafted, and thus you will need to go out and find flares, chainsaws, bows, and all sorts of other material that'll help you on your great quest to find Timmy. There are lots of items in the cave, such as a rebreather, and you will need these items on your quest to find Timmy because it is not an easy road to travel. Alright, time to talk about some positives of the game. The first is not everything can be crafted. So some things have to be found via exploration, which really helps this game not feel like it's trapped in one spot. And then the crafting as well doesn't feel sluggish and slow, and whenever you do need to craft something out in the world, there will be holograms for you, and there will be a gathering list just for you to make sure that you know you're getting exactly what you need to get. Even on low settings, this game looks graphically good, and the game always keeps you on your feet to prevent something dull. The world is your crafting table, and the inventory system, like I said earlier, is really good, and all your immediate tools, like your axes and your lighters, cannot be lost and all have a hotkey that you can use to access them. Unfortunately, as this is a review, I do need to talk about some negative aspects as well. Firstly, there is no real horror element to this game, despite that tag being on the front of the Steam page. So, to me personally, there was not enough horror element in this game. Yes, there were scary creatures, and there were times where I had a nice jump scare, but that's not really horror to me. I didn't really feel any real horror in this game. And the respawning doesn't occur in your bed, it occurs at the plane, which creates a real problem when it comes to walking back to your base. And some of the monsters get stuck way too easily in this thing. Like, there were a few times where monsters just got stuck, and we were easily able to kill them. And you also can't talk or pull up names or anything like that while you're reading your crafting book. So it would be really nice if I could do that, but I don't want to have to keep going in and out to have to figure out who's telling me something. And anytime you die, your passenger count always resets. So I always ended up just forgoing the passenger hunt altogether, and there's always the potential to fall through the map entirely. Overall, I did enjoy this game, and I found it extremely fun to play with friends. And the final boss was extremely fun to play against. It took us a few times, but you know what, that's just part of the gaming experience. So, I'm going to rate this early access game a support. Give this game your money if you're interested in it, because I highly recommend it, and I'll be excited for when the full thing comes out in the future. Until then, I'll see you all next time.